Okay, so before I get properly started on today's episode, I should issue a slight retraction. EA have, while I can't really say fixed Origin, there's far too much wrong with it that I could ever say they've really fixed it. They have fixed the multiplayer servers, for now at least. So for anyone wanting to play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, Dead Space 3 multiplayer, or God forbid, something awful like FIFA or something like that on PC in multiplayer, you can do. Just so that's aware, and EA don't come after me for spreading lies and rumours about them, because that's happened to people that I'm aware of. Right, so talking a little more about the DRM issue. DRM is a problem. As beautifully illustrated by SimCity, screen cap for today's episode was taken from the BBC News website from about a week ago. SimCity came to Mac, and traditionally it's been a multi-platform game. It's been on PC, it's been on some consoles, it's been on Mac. It's been on most platforms, and the latest one should have been no exception to that. The problem is, just as with the PC release, the Mac version just doesn't work. There's not even server waiting times or anything else this time. It just either straight up doesn't connect, or it crashes on startup. Now, part of that is just bad design. I can't blame the fact that crashes on startup always on DRM. But the thing is, SimCity is also traditionally a single-player game. It's the kind of thing that my grandfather played, on his own, on his computer. And the thing is, it's a good game to kill a few hours on a train or a plane or whatever. It's the kind of thing you power up your laptop, doesn't take much processing power. Now, that's an excuse that's been used to push the always online connection, is that a lot of the computation is done server-side. So if, say, you've got an older machine that couldn't necessarily handle the processing power needed for this game in all of its glorious graphical fidelity, EA will handle some of that for you. But what about those of us that have a computer powerful enough that don't want to have to be connected to the internet to play and don't want to play with other people? Sucks to be us. If you can play in a session that is completely private just to you, with no need for other people involved, the game is not diminished by other people not being in the same play session as you, why then can't we just have a single player option for that? And why then can't that single player option just be offline? Come on guys, it's not rocket science. The fact that that's not there, the fact that you can play on your own, but it still needs the internet connection to play on your own, that makes it DRM. That stops it being justified as an online experience. It's fucking DRM. Okay, now, there has to be an easier way than having the game having to be connected to the internet 24/7 to make sure we're not pirating it. There have been some very imaginative things recently. Batman Arkham Asylum blew my mind with how good that was with the anti-pirating measures. For those that don't know, if you pirated the game, there's a section where Batman will automatically miss a ledge when jumping, fall into a room that then fills with poison gas, and you get killed. On the legit version of the game, you can make that jump easily enough. The trap is not a massive issue. The pirated version of the game, you will not grab the ledge, you'll fall into that room. People on help forums asked this, and were instantly tagged as people who have pirated the game, because they were asking about an issue that was an imaginative way around piracy. It let you play halfway through the game, so you got stupid invested in it, and then it killed you, and wouldn't let you continue. That's how you deal with piracy. Game Dev Tycoon did a similar thing. In that game, if you pirate the game, your development company goes bankrupt because of piracy. Makes sense, really. Now, admittedly, DRM serves some purpose in this world. It is very easy to get hold of pirated materials these days. And I don't have an answer to that. I really don't. On-disk authentication isn't possible when you've got digital downloads all the time. And yet, somehow, Steam games manage to do it with an offline mode. I can still play 90% of my Steam library. Ironically, the stuff that's not published by EA, actually, or Ubisoft. Seriously, guys, grow the fuck up. when I'm offline. And Steam doesn't complain about that about me. It asks me if I want to retry my internet connection, then signs me in anyway. Now, I've got no issue with people being brutally honest and saying, you've downloaded the game from us, we want to make sure it's not pirated, this piece of software will run on your system and make sure that it's not a pirated thing. I'm fine with that. I'd rather be able to play my games offline and have an authenticator software on my computer than have this bullshit DRM that means I have to be connected to the internet to play my games. That's not fair. Okay, I've bought the game, or at the very least, by some end-user license agreement thing, I have rented the game as a service from these people. Why can't I then play it without extra requirements? I've been Thef. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.